Welcome back to another episode of the Dramatic Bible Reading Podcast. I'm your host, Bert Clemens. Well, today we'll be reading Ezekiel Chapter 7 and Chapter 8. Now let's go to the reading. Ezekiel Chapter 7. Moreover, the word of Jehovah came unto me, saying, And thou, son of man, thus says the Lord Jehovah unto the land of Israel, An end, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways. And I will bring upon thee all thy abominations, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. But I will bring thee ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Jehovah. Thus says the Lord Jehovah, An evil, and only evil, behold, it cometh. An end is come, the end is come. It awaken against thee, behold, it cometh. Thy doom is come unto thee, O inhabitants of the land. The time is come, the day is near, a day of tumult, and not a joyful shouting upon the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my wrath upon thee, and accomplish my anger against thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways. And I will bring upon thee all thy abominations, and my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will bring upon thee according to thy ways, and thy abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I, Jehovah, do smite. Behold the day, behold it cometh, thy doom is gone forth. The rod hath blossomed, pride hath budded. Violence is risen up into the rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of their wealth. Neither shall there be eminency among them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they will be yet alive, for the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof. None shall return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet, and have made all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. But those of them that escape shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, all of them mourning, every one in his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be as an unclean thing. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Jehovah. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it hath been the stumbling block of their iniquity. As for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty. But they made the images of their abominations and their detestable things therein. Therefore have I made it unto them as an unclean thing, and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall profane it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall profane my secret place, and the robber shall enter into it, and profane it. Make the chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the nations, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pride of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be profaned. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor, and they shall seek a vision of the prophet. But the law shall perish from the priests, and the counsel from the elders. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their desires will I judge them, and they shall know that I am Jehovah. Ezekiel Chapter 8. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in my house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Lord Jehovah fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins and downward, fire, and from his loins and upward, as the appearance of brightness, as it were glowing metal. And he put forth the form of a hand, and took me by a lock of my head, and the Spirit lifted me up between earth and heaven, and brought me in the visions of God to Jerusalem, to the door of the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked to jealousy. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel was there, according to the appearance that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eyes to the way toward the north, and behold, northward of the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. And he said unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel do commit here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But thou shalt again see yet other great abominations. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and see the wicked abominations that they do here. And so I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall around about. And there stood before them 70 men of the elders of the house of Israel. In the midst of them is Jessaniah the son of Shaphan, every man with his censer in his hand, and the odor of the cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, thou hast seen what the elders of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in his chambers of imagery. For they say, Jehovah seeth us not, Jehovah hath forsaken the land. He said also unto me, Thou shalt again see yet other great abominations which they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of Jehovah's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat the woman weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Thou shalt again see yet greater abominations than this. And he brought me into the inner court of Jehovah's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of Jehovah, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of Jehovah, and their faces toward the east. And they were worshiping the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have turned again to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore will I also deal in wrath, my eyes not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in my ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. And that is the end of Ezekiel chapter 7 and chapter 8. Well, that concludes another episode of the Dramatic Bible Reading Podcast. God don't want us to have any idols, saints. Tell someone about this podcast, because faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Lord. Until next time, I'm your host, Bert Clemens.